All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. I can remember. Let me just remember something with you. I can remember when my father brought home the first color TV that we had as a family.
Uh-huh.
I can remember he hooked it up, and and it was about the size of a monitor, this monitor right here. It wasn't very big, but it was very, really, very long.
Oh, yeah.
And so we sat in the living room and in the dark, and we turned it on. And it was so colorful. Jim George is here. We're talking about technology. Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Good morning. You had an article today you were reading about people putting up antennas.
Yes.
And feeling like they were stealing signals.
Yes. I wanted to talk to you about that. Isn't that interesting? The millennials, those who don't remember antennas, I guess feel they're hacking into something and getting something for free.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
It's out there. You hear it all the time about, the broadcasters want you to pick up their signal. They are encouraging. Why? Because they sell advertising. So channel, so NBC, ABC, CBS, it's free. You just, log into it and there you go.
So 1939, just a little history this is Ocala. 1939, the first radio station opened up in Ocala. Can you imagine what that must have been like? That must have been huge.
Right.
All of a sudden, everybody, I'm sure they had been hearing that radios were elsewhere. Orlando probably had theirs before we did, and so they probably had radios and had a hard time getting the signal.
Yeah.
But right? They were probably, right? And it was all AM back then, right?
Right.
Okay. So how long? I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here, but just to guess, how much time passed between the radio and the first TV that people had? How much?
TVs were very popular around the late 39s and 40s. But when the war started, TVs they no longer allowed any FCC licenses, and it stopped. And then right after the war, it took off like crazy again. So around 45 to 47, it took really off.
So radio and TV sort of happened not too far from one another then, right?
Right. You had that advertisement once about a device that's mobile. You can carry it with you. You can listen to we already have that. It's called radio.
Right.
And now we have the cell phone, and with the cell phone, you can watch any channel you want.
It's amazing, isn't it?
So you walk around with a portable device that's a TV in your hand.
But the speed at which things change seems to be quicker. For example, the black and white TV that we had as a family was our TV, until my dad brought home that color TV.
Yeah.
And it seemed like forever. And I remember as a kid saying, well, what do you think is next? And how long will it be?
Yep.
But now you say, what is next? It's going to be next week.
Yes. We've been talking about the flat screens forever. Everybody calls in and says, should I buy a 55 or a 60? And I think I sent you an email. If not, I'll make sure I send it to you again. It's a roll-up TV. So it's just like film.
Oh, my gosh. I think you did send it.
And you just unroll the film, and that's your TV, and then you can have a remote for it and change channels and everything.
Wow.
Antennas built in, just a film.
Wow.
It's amazing. Yeah. Okay, we do have phone calls, and by the way, we welcome your phone calls. The number is 622-9622. Good morning. Thank you for calling and being patient with us. You're on the air with Jim.
Good morning, Jim. This is Sonny. I'm watching less and less TV and listening to more and more radio.
Yes.
And it's to the point now where you turn on the TV and it's commercials with program breaks.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really turns me off anyway. And then the other thing is on the computer, you go to look up something, and the next thing you know, you got one of these little video ads on there. And after a second or two, you can get a little window that says, to skip this ad, you press the square in the lower right-hand corner. So, you can't get away from these commercials.
No.
And I'm turning on the computer a lot less now, unless I'm really interested in finding out something that I'm too lazy to look it up other ways.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine tell me the other day, Sonny, that he subscribed to Amazon Prime, and got their free TV package. And what he did is him and his wife, they're a younger couple, are watching every episode of Dragnet starting with episode 1.
Wow.
And they're binge watching, and they're just watching it. So every night they watch 2 and 3 episodes, and then the next night 2. And they're loving it. They never knew that, those people were on there,
Is it commercial free?
No, it has commercial, but you just, because it's the computer like he's saying,
Gotcha,
you
yeah.
skip right through it.
Well.
Yeah.
But it's one thing to say advertising pays for this, that, and the other thing. Well, maybe it pays the station, but you're not getting the people to participate, at least
No.
this person anyway.
Nope, it doesn't.
The more they put on there, the less I watch. So I don't care what they're advertising.
Yeah.
But anyway, have a great
Thank
weekend,
you.
everybody, and thanks again. And thank you very much, Jim George, for what you're doing and being
Thank
on
you.
the air to help us illiterate people out. Have a
Yeah.
good day.
Thank
Have
you.
a great
Thank you,
weekend.
Thank you.
Off the air, I was thanking Jim because Jim brought us some thumb drives
Yes.
a couple weeks ago.
Yes,
And
he did.
without telling you a long, boring story, they came in, one of them came in really handy a couple
Yeah.
days ago.
And
Yeah.
We had a computer issue, and the best solution was to have it on a thumb drive.
See, there again, for Sonny's benefit, when you go to a trade show, instead of handing out a catalog anymore, they give you a thumb drive with their whole catalog on it. So why print the 1,000 pages and pay a large printing cost? They just give you a thumb drive,
Yeah.
and it has their own catalog on. Well, you can pick up 2, 3, 4. They don't care. They want you to have the catalog.
Right.
I come back to the office. I may keep one that has the catalog on it, and the other ones I delete everything that's on it. And now I have a 1 gig or 4 gig or an 8 gig. I found an 8 gig one yesterday that had only one catalog on it, which was like 500 and something K.
Wow.
Not even 1
Wow.
meg. And here I have an 8 gig thumb drive.
What's amazing to me is that at one of the radio stations I worked at had a wall full of vinyl records.
Oh yes.
And if I were to guess, I'm going to guess that you could probably take all of those records and put them on one thumb drive.
Yes.
Probably on a small thumb drive.
Yes,
Like
yes.
You think a 2 gig, maybe 3? I don't know.
Well, how many songs does an MP3 player hold?
know,
And that's a little
it's-
SIM card,
it's
right?
a 10,000 there was
mean, it's just a
one
little-
that you could
Oh my
buy.
gosh! Yeah, you would never have
Box.
believed it. A record store could fit on in your pocket now.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, instead of going and buying a record, they can sell you the thumb drive that has every record on it.
Exactly.
And charge you probably a penny a
Whatever
record.
it is, yeah.
Do have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Larry and Robert and Jim.
Yes, good morning, Doug.
Yeah, my question to you, Jim, is I have a real old satellite out here, and I want to find out is let's say if I get some wire, whatever, and there's a hole in the wall here. If I could, let's say, with an alligator clip, the clip onto that wire.
Well, you possibly could, Doug, but the satellite dish is just that. It's just a dish. It does nothing without the DirecTV or the dish satellite receiver. So it would be useless for you. Unless you turn it up, unless you turn it up and face the sky and put some water in it and have a bird bath.
Oh, I like that.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, we did that. We got one and turned it up and put some water. We painted it white first, and then we put
Nice.
some water in it, and the birds love it.
Yeah, good idea.
That's reutilizing an old piece of
I often
Yeah.
wonder. I often wonder when the direct people subscribers unsubscribe. It doesn't seem like anybody ever takes those antennas down. They just stay there. I guess the company is not concerned about
the
them.
dish is nothing. As a matter of fact, I have a warped DirecTV dish. We tried to aim it, and I tried in 2 days, and finally just figured out it was the dish itself, even though brand new, was warped. I bought a brand new dish for $18. Kept the mount, kept everything, kept the LMBs, the electronics, and just put a new dish up there for
Right.
18, and it worked perfect.
Yeah, because they're an eyesore. If you're not using them, to
Right,
me,
you can
they're
take
an
'em down,
eyesore.
yeah. But don't take down the brace that's screwed into your roof. Leave the brace up. just take the dish off, because when you take the mount off of the roof, you now have holes in your roof. And
Rain.
you do not want any
Yeah.
holes
Oh,
in your
yeah.
roof.
We have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. It's Sonny again.
Hey, Sonny.
Talking about what Doug was talking of, antennas and whatever. I see more and more of these HD TV, antennas. What that they can swivel around
Yes.
to pick up the different stations. So to me, that's telling me a lot more people are just saying the heck with cable, dish, and whatever else.
Yes. I was telling
I'm really amazed at these antennas that are going up on houses.
Yes.
And to me, it makes sense in a way, because all you're doing is paying for commercials.
Yep, yep.
Anyway, again, have a good day.
Thank
Have a
you.
great weekend. Thank you.
So, are you able to have the internet with a dish antenna?
Yes, so Dish has made contracts with about 3 different companies, DirecTV and Dish themselves, that will stream you internet from the satellite. It's not as fast, let's say, as a direct, connection,
Right,
but it
right.
is fast. So you can get like 5 meg, but it's very expensive. It could be like $58 a month.
Oh, well, never mind.
But if you're
then.
out in the woods somewhere,
Oh, and then you have,
and, you don't even have a phone line,
Right.
you just do it.
But if it's inclement weather, that internet won't work.
Right, it breaks up. So there's one called Hughes Satellite, Hughes, Wild Blue. There's about 4 or 5 different people that, one called Euclid, and it starts with an E, like ECL, almost like ellipse. And they stream through the dish, and you can have internet. But it is very expensive.
We'll take a break, and then I'll give you a question, and
You got
we'll
it.
come back with the answer. So the question is, and it's actually on the internet. The question is, will the eclipse affect our TV reception? So we'll find out on the other
right.
side. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Friday, intervals of clouds and sunshine with a high of 89 to 93. It'll be mostly cloudy early Friday night, then partly cloudy late, though 74 to 78. On Saturday, sunshine mixing with clouds. Watch out for an afternoon thunderstorm, high 89 to 93. On Sunday, times of sun and clouds, the high again, 89 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
The best way to show you're interested in a company is to do your research. Well, here's how to let go of bad memories once and for all. We want you to picture the comment being said and then picture yourself walking into another room. Wearing formal work clothing also makes people more focused, and they're better able to power through projects and get promoted.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing service, we also offer fence row spraying and stump grinding services. Now is the perfect time to get ahead on your weed control and to take care of those troublesome stumps for an overall pleasing appearance. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440, or online at powellgene@yahoo.com. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440.
Coming this and every second Friday of the month at 11 a.m. is Trinity Healthcare Medical Center with your host, Dr. David Kuhn. Trinity Healthcare Medical Center is Ocala's only progressive primary care clinic. Be sure to listen in and also check their website at thcmc.com. Then call them with your questions at 512-0000. That's 512-0000. That's every second Friday at 11 a.m. for Trinity Healthcare Medical Center here on The Source WOCA.
Here is your 30-second news brief. A single vehicle accident yesterday has killed a 15-year-old Ocala girl and left 2 other passengers in critical and serious condition. The Florida Public Service Commission has approved new rates that could double some monthly bills. Florida is paying attorneys more than $82,000 to end a lawsuit over the state's vote-by-mail law, and a 73-year-old man is banned from Daytona Beach for handing out cards that read "Sugar Daddy seeking his sugar baby. Ask about your monthly allowance." And that is your news brief from The Source. All right, 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. I love this segment, Jim, and it just goes too fast. All right, so August 21st, there's a full solar eclipse. Everybody's making a big deal out of it. And online, somebody is asking, will it affect TV reception at all?
No. So if it affects at all, it'd be better. Because what hurts reception? Satellite reception, what hurts it is sunspots. Flares on the sun. That radiated power hits the Earth, and it knocks out a lot of satellite reception. Dish, direct, including C-band, the large dishes, create sparkles, and it also just turns it off because it's too much energy hitting that device at one time. So a solar eclipse, if anything, would give you better reception.
By the way, I want to demonstrate for you, or illustrate. I want to illustrate for you the difference between an older person's way of thinking, that would be me, and a younger person's way of thinking, and that would be Dan. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay. So when we had a little computer problem, and I was using my video camera to record our guests.
Right.
And so in order to connect the sound from the board to the camera, I had to use the same wire that I use for my headset, which means I had to plug a different headset into it. Okay, so but I couldn't hear it. It was horrible. It was really, really, okay. So here's the old way of thinking. The line, the hole in the camera that says headset, I'm thinking it's dedicated to headset. When I told Dan about it, he looked at my little screen, he flipped through some things, and he found a place where you can change it from what it is to what it should be. And that's the difference. In our day, when we were younger, a hole for a headset was a hole for a headset.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It couldn't be used for anything else.
Well, a 21st example is when it says men's room and women's room. That's what it means. But they just go in there. They don't care.
Now they changed everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, no, you can. There's a lot of things that are changing. That's for sure.
And you were telling us on the break about the little bubbles on the top of the semi trucks and things. How their bosses can track them now.
Yeah, those semi trucks are tracked everywhere they go.
Well, you know, Matt, who does the show on Tuesday, he can the car show. He can track the cars he sells.
Yes.
And I don't know if he can turn them off, or I think he can turn them off. I think he said, but he'll know where they are.
Exactly.
Because unless it's paid for, it's still his.
That's what I'm getting at. You could put that on your daughter's car, your young teenage driver. When they say, "Oh, I'm at the store picking up groceries," well, it looks like you're over at Bob's house.
Right.
I don't know what kind of groceries you're bringing home, but
Yeah, we were at Steak and Shake one night, and there had been a prom, and the whole place was filled with young people,
all dressed up.
All dressed up, beautiful, nice dresses on the girls, and it was like 11 o'clock at night or something.
Yeah.
And I said to Rob, "Oh my gosh, I bet you their parents are so nervous." And then we said, "No, they probably know exactly where they are."
Yeah, between tracking the cell phone and tracking everything else. But there are actually devices, I guess you know now, that it used to be the "help, I've fallen down and can't get up" was a local thing. You're in the house, you push it. It talks to a box in the kitchen or the living room or wherever. That's attached to a phone line. It calls out. Person at the other end answers, and you can tell them, "Help, I need help," and blah. Okay, now they have them like the Star Trek. You can put it on a wristwatch or a pennant or a bracelet.
I didn't know that.
And it's a cell phone. But you don't. All you do is touch it. It calls out to 911, and you talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that?
And now, can that go out of your house, or do you have to stay
anywhere
in
you
the
want. It's a cell
house now?
phone.
Really?
You can take it on the camping trip with you, wherever.
Okay. So that's
wherever
really
there's cell
nice.
service, and it's got lights, so it's a green light. You have a cell,
right?
And if it's a blue light or a blinking light, that means you're in an area that has weak cell.
Did I
So
tell you-
crawl to an area where it turns green.
I know you're working with Frank, so I have a Frank story. Frank wanted me to see if I could find a device, and I found it online, but I'm not an expert on it. And it's basically a necklace.
Yeah.
It looks like a little black stone.
Yes.
And you talk into it, and it will transcribe what you say into text, send it up to the cloud, so that when you get home, you can download it and print it up.
Isn't that something?
You just talk. You write a story as you're walking down the road. Once upon a time, there was a boy named.
Well,
There you go.
you gotta,
Name Will.
you gotta watch the accent though. You probably have to train that thing if you were Frank.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
You know, hello.
Can we get?
Howdy.
Can the people that are in Ocala Palms that have your TV service, can they also access that from their cell phone when they're gone somewhere on vacation?
They will. That's what we had our good friend Simon in again from Slovenia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's very proud of the fact that's where Trump's wife is from.
Oh, yeah.
So he's talking about. So I say I know her because I'm from her town.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
actually from the town where she's from. Also.
really?
Uh-huh.
But yes, so it's called TV Everywhere. And so, but we have to introduce the set-top box first. When we introduce the set-top box, which allows you to record not just 3 channels at the same time or 6 channels at the same time, every channel at the same time if you want to. You have unlimited recording. Well, because it's going out streams, we can stream it to your cell phone, stream it to your iPad, stream it to your TV, stream it anywhere you want to. So that will be a feature, but we just don't have it yet. I think I have to do one of those WOCA FundMe's.
GoFundMe.
Go fund me at WOCA.
There you go.
Because it's really costing a lot of money. It'd be worth it, but it's right now it's just very expensive.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Do you have to like squelch a lot of fallacies, false beliefs that people have about cable or about technology in general?
Well, the one in general is, and I think it's quite true. I'm one of the believers that says there is some truth to the fact that this cell phone close to your ear 24/7 for young people and maybe 2 hours a day for us, does have, some effect. But there is no effect for wireless internet in your house. Like you have a Wi-Fi.
Right.
You have the 2.4 gig, you have the 5 gig, and
Right.
it's transmitting 24/7, and you're getting internet, wirelessly.
I have that.
That's a much different frequency. Same as the frequency that cooks your microwave is a much higher frequency. It is actually microwave frequencies that that, and so a lot of people say I don't want to have wireless because I think it's going to hurt me.
Now I got a question about microwaves. Then there are these warnings on these on the boxes that I buy from the frozen food aisle that you microwave. It says you have to have it in a certain microwave that's like 900 to 1200 something,
Yes,
or
yeah.
else it's not going to be cooked and you're going to die. So how come microwaves are different in their wattage or whatever that?
Yeah, when you
number
buy
is?
a microwave, you'll see on the door to say 2,500 luminous. There's another word for it, and everybody now is just selling the most powerful ones. There's nobody selling any weak stuff anymore. Those are, the one that you guys have.
Yeah.
Now that you could probably send to the Microwave Hall of Fame
Yeah, right.
and say, here, if you want one of these antiques, you can archive this, But no, normally they're very fast, very quick, very silent. Yeah, very silent. You don't even know they're on.
We have about a minute left. You want us to try and squeeze in a phone call?
Sure.
Good morning. We got 1 minute. If you could be quick, please. Thank you for waiting.
Yes, it's me again. But the thing is, what I was trying to say way before was, well, Ryan told me about, there's something about the radio satellite I could use.
Oh, you mean satellite off the internet?
Off the
Something like
dish.
that.
Okay, satellite off the internet is possible. Yeah, a lot of actually Dan told me this, that a lot of people are using the internet instead of receivers.
Yes.
All right, what's a good way to call you, Jim?
Sure, 854-9795.
All right, have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Reports that the Russia investigation is intensifying with word that Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller has impaneled a grand jury to investigate interference in our election. That's something the president dismisses as fabrication at a rally in West Virginia last night.
Just an excuse for the greatest loss in the history of American politics. That's all it is.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland reporting.
Jay Sekulow, who's part of President Trump's legal team, says impaneling a grand jury is standard operating procedure in a case like this.
The special counsel has to do their job.
Sekulow says he hopes a grand jury will speed the investigation so it can reach its conclusion.
And the July jobs report just out. We're learning 209,000 jobs were created in July. That is better than expected. Unemployment dipping to 4.3%. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, Sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.